Welcome to the Barbershop Breakdown Show, the sports edition with your man Roscoe Squeeze Off. Now today I want to get into a different topic. I don't know if this has been explored. I haven't heard it myself, but every now and then I just have random thoughts, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. Now everybody keeps talking about Durant leaving the Golden State Warriors, and possibly at the end of the season after they win this championship, because he wants to prove that he is the best player in the league, and he's not going to be able to do that with the Golden State Warriors. So they think he wants to leave so that he can prove that. Now, on a team such as like maybe the Knicks or the Clippers or somebody who's devoid of superstars right now, and then he and Kyrie or whoever can go there and form their own super team and what have you. Now, this is where I take a twist. Has anyone even mentioned that Steph Curry may want Durant to leave? And let me get into what I mean by this. Is Steph Curry, prior to Durant arriving to Golden State, had been to 2 straight championships, had won one, had got within pretty much a shot in a 7-game series, one shot in a 7-game series of winning another, was the 2-time defending MVP of the league, as well as the only unanimous MVP in the history of the league, and was a scoring champion of the league. He led the league in steals one of those years as well. I think the first year he won the MVP. And all of that, granted, he's like 3rd in the league in scoring right now, and I think Durant's 4th, and they're they both like 27 point something points. He's like slightly above Durant, but he probably thinks to himself, hey, if it's just me and my other Splash brother here, I'm averaging over 30 points a game, and I got a higher usage rate. He could do more. He probably thinks he could expand upon his previous MVP campaign. He probably believes he can win a championship with the Golden State Warriors right now, with the talent they have now, without Durant. Or building it with a lesser player than a player of the caliber of Durant. He probably also believes that he's a better player than Durant. And you may say, well, why would he think that? Durant's 7-foot guy that can shoot, dribble, do pretty much everything. But he won without him. And for the same reasons that people are saying that Durant is going to have to leave to prove his greatness, because nobody's going to ever look at him as above LeBron when he has a team full of all-stars and future Hall of Famers, is probably the same reason Curry would love for Durant to be gone, so he can keep on showing the greatness that he showed prior to Durant. What if Durant never came there the last 2 years? Is it not possible that Stephen Curry could be the 4-time, continuing MVP of the league? Who's to say where he would have went? Who's to say he wouldn't have, even though he's never seemed to play his best game in the finals? He's usually coming off injuries and things of that nature, not to make any excuse for him, but that's kind of been one of the excuses out there. Or maybe he just hasn't played his biggest games in the finals. But who's to say that he wouldn't have won an MVP of the finals? That they wouldn't have won the finals without Durant? Now, granted, if you have a Durant, that's definitely going to make life easier. That's no doubt about it. Durant's a great all-time player. But Steph Curry has the ability to as we see, just his win shares for his team, his ability when he's on the court, their scoring per 100% possessions, all those items increase having Steph Curry on the court. And like I said, prior to Durant getting there, the guy was the MVP of the league. He was the best player in the league. So I kind of wonder, would he want Durant to be gone? And here's the problem. He has the nice demeanor. He's always going to say the right thing. He's never going to ruffle anybody's feathers. Durant will just kind of say whatever pops in his head. But just his whole demeanor, Riley's at the game, his daughter and his family, like the first family of the NBA. He just has to be nice. I want Durant to be here. I mean, he had to say he wanted Durant to be there in the first place. Now, I believe he probably thought to himself, hey, we'll be unstoppable if we get Durant, which they are. But they were darn near unstoppable before, even though they came off of losing that title. A lot of people believe if Draymond Green did not get suspended, wasn't kicking people in the ding-ding, that they would have won that title anyway. And maybe he wanted that. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When we were trying to get this podcast off the ground, we had a lot of questions. How do we record an episode? How do we get our show on all the apps that people will listen to? How do we make money off of our podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing our podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with some great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading you this ad. Anchor, we started almost about a year ago, and it's been a godsend. Like I said, it's a one-stop shop for everything. You don't have to have any experience, and it takes you where you want to be. So if you've always wanted to start your own podcast and make money by doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. And join me and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. Challenge of winning without a Durant, because in some way does that tarnish his accomplishments the last 2 years, which he hasn't won the MVPs, but he hasn't even been in the running now. This guy went from being the unanimous MVP to not in the running for MVP anymore, and they're still winning a ton of games. He's still a great player. He's still the supreme of shooting in the league, and yet his consideration has gone way down since Durant has been on the team. So, just coming at it from a different angle, I would not be surprised. And like I said, this is solely just Roscoe squeeze off myself, my opinion. We just don't talk about it from this angle, and just because, like I said, Steph seems to be so selfless and he's such a team guy and the whole 9 yards, but it has to be something deep down in him that says, man, if this dude never came here these last 2 years, what might I be doing? What might I have done? Could I have been the 4-time defending MVP of the league? Could I have expanded upon the numbers that made me be the only undisputed MVP in the history of the basketball league? And these are questions that I think are valid. You might say, well, hey, his game wouldn't have expanded, but so much. We don't know that. They lost, now maybe they have kept Harrison Barnes, maybe they would have got rid of him, Andrew Bogut. We don't know what would have unfolded without Durant coming to the team, but we don't know how much more that Steph Curry would have done. Could he have said, well, I need to lead the league in assists as well. I need to get more rebounds. I need to score 35 to 40 points a game. I mean, I don't think these things would have happened, but there's no way to know. I mean, like I said, the guy was already the undisputed MVP, unanimous MVP of the league. The only one in league history. It's just no telling if he would have had the ability to go higher up that pole if he didn't have Durant. So, next year, I'm just tell you what I believe before I let you guys go. I do believe that Durant will want to leave, because I think Durant's thinking about his legacy and where he can go. And I think that's going to benefit Steph, because that's going to give Steph the ability to show that, hey, I'm still the guy here. I'm still in the running for MVP. I mean, he's even had moments with Durant there that, points of the season, where you thought, wow, this guy is MVP caliber, but he just doesn't have to do it on such a consistent basis. Plus, he's had a few injuries where he missed games here and there, but even right now, I mean, 27 points a game, he still shoots a high percentage. There's no reason that he couldn't be an MVP candidate, but nobody will ever think of him as such, or even Kevin Durant as such, as long as they play together. It's just too many weapons on one team, and no one's going to put those guys in that category anymore. So they are helping each other as far as getting titles, but they are hindering each other from individual accolade. And I just want to show the caveat that people believe that Durant wants this individual accolade, where we just assume that Curry is just happy with life, just being with Riley and his wife and his family and winning championships. I believe everybody has a little bit of especially someone that has accomplished as Curry. Like, you can't just be doing it for titles now. You got 3 of them. You've been to 4 straight, title games. You've been MVP. Now you got to be chasing greatness. You got to be chasing your Jordans and your Birds and your Magics and your LeBrons and your Kobes, and he has a chance to go on that plateau or that platform if he can get rid of, I guess I hate to say it, get rid of Durant, because right now he doesn't have a chance to do that. And when he gets rid of Durant, or Durant decides to leave to try to look for his own greatness and glory, then we have a chance to see in the last few years of Curry's great. He probably has another 3 to 5 years of true greatness. If he, I think he's 30 years old right now, so probably 35, he'll have a chance to some pretty 33, 35. He'll have a chance to true greatness to see if he can do what he was doing before. If he can get back to that level of top scorer in the league, what's the 50, 40, 90 percentages that he had, for his field goal and 3-point and free throw percentages, and could he get back to a point where he's leading the league in steals again? And it's just a lot. Could he up his averages with assists on a consistent basis? Just a lot that he could do should he get rid of Durant. So, just like I said, my thought, Roscoe Squeeze Off. Just trying to see what you guys thought about this Barbershop Breakdown edition, of sports edition, with Curry possibly wanting Durant to leave. Well, until next time, peace. As they say, the barbershop is the cornerstone of the community. We discuss everything under the sun while bringing you that barbershop-style convo in a podcast. It's hosted by myself, Roscoe Squeezeoff, and my co-host, Rich Blackman. Please check us out on our Facebook page at The Barbershop Breakdown Show on Facebook. You can also join our private group from that very page. If you want to text us any of your comments or ideas, you can text us at 754-CALL-BBS, which is also 754-225-5227. We look forward to all your comments, all your ideas. If you have any topics or ideas you'd like to even be on our show, text us, communicate with us on Facebook. We can make it happen. This is the Barbershop Breakdown. You can go to our Facebook page, The Barbershop Breakdown Show. You can also friend us on Facebook by searching for Barbershop Breakdown. You can also go to us on Twitter at Barbershop B Down. And then you can email us barbershopbreakdown@gmail.com.